Hey there, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Purple Breakdown, a podcast covering the Baltimore Ravens. I am your host, Alex, and welcome back for a surprise episode. I was not planning on making an episode today, but major news has dropped for the Baltimore Ravens, and I just had to cover it today because it is that important. And that is that the Ravens have hired Declan Doyle as their offensive coordinator. In yesterday's episode, I went into sort of the moves that I would have thought, and I've been talking about this past week between Cliff Kingsbury, Davis Webb, and some other candidates for offensive coordinator. But the Ravens have gone and they have decided that they are going to bring in the former offensive coordinator for the Bears and bring him in as the offensive coordinator for the Ravens. And I am really excited to see this. Declan Doyle is a young guy. He's actually the same age as Lamar. He's 29. He's born in 1996, and he has quite a bit of coaching experience. He was under Sean Payton at the Saints. He was an offensive assistant for the New Orleans Saints from 2019 to 2022. He was the Denver Broncos tight ends coach from 2023 to 2024, and then the Bears offensive coordinator this past year. And now he's coming in as Baltimore's head coach. And I cannot be more excited to see this happen because he has experience under Sean Payton and experience under Ben Johnson. And he can take the ideas that he's learned in both of them and bring them to the Ravens and experience as a tight ends coach. He really likes to operate in tight end formations and use play action. And I think this is going to work so well with the Ravens, and he's going to work well with Lamar. And this is a great pairing with somebody that has experience seeing what great play calling is, especially with Ben Johnson and others he's been around, and how Sean Payton runs offenses. And I just think him bringing this experience takes a weight off Jesse Minter's shoulders, because Jesse Minter's going to be calling the defense and focusing in on the defense and the expertise that he brings to that. And yes, will he weigh in on the offense? Of course he will. But this allows the Ravens to have a young guy with a lot of upside, a high ceiling, come in and call the offense that's going to help solidify and hopefully Jesse Minter holding both the offense and the defense accountable, and having a great young offensive coordinator who's going to bring in fresh ideas, and especially ideas from these great coaches that he's going to have been developed under. And we've all seen what the Bears were able to accomplish this past year. And yes, now will you say Caleb Williams' completion percentage may have been a little down, but the how they ran with the play action, and they were running it over 20% of the time, and the success that happens around play action, that is Baltimore. Between the rush and the pass, that will work amazingly. And I am so excited to see how this keeps shaping out and the way that the Ravens are moving forward with their hiring of the coaching. And I think this is amazing news. And how the Ravens have been hiring, I give them an A+ grade in this. They are doing amazing. They are getting guys that have lots of high upside, know the X's and the O's, and are going to help the Ravens succeed. And this just keeps making me more and more excited for next year. So I am so happy that the Ravens are making this move and bringing in Declan Doyle, and I'm excited to see how this continues to pan out. Now, the other good news that I have, and this is good news that has come in, two good news in one day, and it's making my day even better, is that Madubuike sent out a tweet today and said good news. And I think this has to do with his injury, and I think there may be good news coming, possibly even further coming about Madubuike and the injury that he has had. And this is really exciting to me, knowing that Madubuike could be having good news coming forward. And if he comes back healthy and ready to play and to be the monster that he is on and off the field, and just he will help re-solidify that defense and bring back the pass rush a little bit. And I think it'll help the entire defensive line. Now, I still think it's important to work with the trenches first, but that could shake up the needs of the Ravens in the first round a little bit. I still look at Peter Woods, and I think Peter Woods would be a great pick to get on the D line. But maybe you focus a little more in on edge if Madubuike can be back. But having depth there, and especially with what Peter Woods would offer, I still think I would take him in the first round. But that's a discussion for later. I know it's very late, and I just wanted to get this news out there that the Ravens have hired their offensive coordinator and that the Ravens have got good news possibly coming out of Madubuike here soon. And I really hope it's good news and that he's coming back in full strength for next year, and that we should all be really excited for this next season based on how the Ravens postseason starting is shaping out, because it is shaping out amazing. So that is all I have for this real quick episode. And I know it was short, but that's the breaking news I wanted to bring out real quick. And I will get another episode uploaded next week. And this will be probably my last episode for this week unless other breaking news hits. But I'd like to thank all of you for stopping by and listening in. And I hope you are all just as excited for the Ravens and how their hiring process is going. And I'd love to hear who you guys think should become the DC and be hired for defensive coordinator and the other positions, and start to hear some thoughts on the drafts. The draft board is coming along nicely, and I think next week we'll be starting our mock draft and on PFF and how that could look for the Ravens. So if you are on YouTube, please comment, like, subscribe, share the video. I love hearing from you guys and seeing the comments, and I love commenting back. I'll comment on anyone that leaves one. And if you're on Spotify, leave a review, follow, share. Helps the channel grow. Thank you all for joining in and have a great rest of your day. See you next time.